To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them?
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
In a scandal that continues to rattle the entertainment and sports communities, comedian Katt Williams has made bold claims that the ongoing $50 million lawsuit against former NFL star Shannon Sharpe is not simply a legal battle over personal conduct, but rather a calculated attack by powerful industry gatekeepers intent on silencing voices that challenge the status quo. Williams argues that this is a shakedown designed to cripple Sharpe's career at a crucial moment, framing the lawsuit as part of a broader strategy by Hollywood elites to maintain control over public narratives and punish those who dare to offer platforms to critics of the system, including outspoken figures like himself and actress Monique. Williams points directly at high-profile attorney Tony Busby, known for leading aggressive legal campaigns against prominent black celebrities, suggesting that Busby's role in this case is far from coincidental, and instead part of a systemic effort to target influential black men who refuse to conform or remain silent. The lawsuit, filed by 19-year-old social media model Gabriella Zuniga, who is also known online as She as Carly, accuses Sharpe, now 55, of engaging in a highly inappropriate and harmful relationship with her. The allegations include claims of manipulation, intimidation, threats, physical aggression, and secretly recording their private interactions without her consent. Zuniga states that the relationship, which began after the two met at a gym in Los Angeles, initially appeared consensual, but quickly devolved into psychological mistreatment and alarming encounters where Sharpe allegedly exerted control through coercive means, creating a toxic environment that left her feeling trapped and vulnerable. One of the most controversial aspects of this case revolves around allegations of Sharpe's participation in demeaning and racially charged role-play scenarios. In an attempt to defend himself, Sharpe released text messages from Zuniga, in which she expressed troubling fantasies using racially charged language. However, instead of exonerating him, these messages fueled further public outrage, with many questioning the judgment of a middle-aged man engaging in such conversations with someone so young, regardless of the claimed mutual agreement. Critics argue that these messages reveal a concerning lack of maturity and highlight the imbalance of power involved in a relationship with such a significant age difference. The timing of this lawsuit has raised significant suspicions, coming just as Sharpe was reportedly in talks to close a monumental $100 million media deal that would have further cemented his status as a powerhouse in sports broadcasting. Many observers see the timing as too convenient to be mere coincidence, suggesting instead that this lawsuit could be a deliberate move to derail his career at a pivotal moment. Adding to this theory are reports that Sharpe had been preparing to conduct a second interview with Katt Williams on his show Club Shay Shay, where Williams had already hinted at holding back critical information during their first discussion, information that could have exposed damaging truths about influential figures in the entertainment world. Williams claims he warned Sharpe that his reckless lifestyle and lack of personal discipline were leaving him vulnerable to exactly this kind of exploitation, but that his advice went unheeded. Central to these accusations is the role of Tony Busby, whose reputation for aggressively pursuing high-profile black men has come under intense scrutiny. Busby previously filed numerous civil lawsuits against Diddy and sought legal action against Jay-Z, leading Sharpe's defenders to question whether his motivations are purely legal or part of a larger, racially charged campaign to dismantle successful black figures who refuse to play by the industry's unspoken rules. Despite the explosive nature of these claims, what may ultimately be most damaging to Sharpe's defense is his own reported attempt to quietly settle the matter outside of court by offering Zuniga $10 million, a move that has been confirmed by Busby and appears to contradict Sharpe's public insistence that the allegations are entirely fabricated. Critics argue that if the accusations were truly baseless, Sharpe would have immediately pursued defamation charges rather than seeking a payout to avoid a trial. This offer has led to widespread speculation that Sharpe was indeed concerned about what could be revealed should the case proceed. Public reaction has been fiercely divided, with many fans initially rallying behind Sharpe, believing him to be the target of a larger conspiracy, while others argue that his choices, particularly the decision to engage with a 19-year-old and participate in demeaning discussions, were reckless and irresponsible, making him an easy mark for such an attack. Even those sympathetic to the idea of industry sabotage have questioned why Sharpe would place himself in such a compromising situation in the first place, pointing out that personal accountability is a critical factor regardless of the larger forces at play. Sharpe has continued to deny all allegations through his legal team, describing the lawsuit as a cynical and calculated attempt at extortion. His lawyers maintain that the relationship was consensual, including the role-play scenarios, and accuse Zuniga and Busby of deliberately manipulating evidence, including allegedly editing audio clips to misrepresent the nature of their interactions. They argue that Zuniga is weaponizing Sharpe's private life to craft a damaging false narrative and that Busby is leveraging the media to apply pressure on Sharpe in the hopes of securing a large financial settlement. However, the fact that Sharpe's team confirmed the $10 million settlement offer has only weakened these assertions, leaving many observers skeptical of his claims of innocence. Adding to the credibility of the claims against Sharpe is the chilling detail that he allegedly threatened Zuniga's safety during one of their encounters, reportedly telling her, "If you ever do that again, I will harm you," after she tried to share her location with friends out of fear for her well-being. The lawsuit also states that Sharpe somehow gained unauthorized access to Zuniga's apartment complex, further fueling concerns about his intimidating behavior and controlling tactics. As more details emerge, public discourse continues to focus not only on the question of Sharpe's guilt or innocence, but also on the broader implications of power dynamics, age gaps, and the exploitation of vulnerable young women by wealthy older men. The cultural conversation surrounding this case has been intense, with award-winning journalist Ernest Owens condemning Sharpe's actions, describing the behavior as legal but disgusting, and emphasizing the racial and ethical violations inherent in the relationship. Owens and others have pointed out that even if Sharpe was indeed targeted by higher-ups, his reckless personal decisions provided the perfect opening for such an attack, underscoring the dangers of indulging in lifestyles that can be so easily weaponized. As the legal battle continues, questions remain about whether this case represents an isolated incident of personal misconduct or a symptom of a much larger system of control and retaliation within the entertainment and sports industries. With Katt Williams doubling down on his assertion that Sharpe ignored critical warnings and walked blindly into this trap, the narrative has shifted from simple allegations of wrongdoing to a complex web of personal failure, industry politics, and potential conspiracy. Yet, regardless of where the truth lies, the damage to Sharpe's public image may already be irreversible, with fans and critics alike questioning whether he has any path to redemption after a scandal of this magnitude. The fallout from this scandal has extended far beyond the courtroom and media headlines, sparking a larger cultural conversation about the intersection of power, celebrity, and accountability. Many commentators have pointed out that while Shannon Sharpe may be a victim of industry machinations, the choices he made laid the groundwork for his vulnerability. The discussion has highlighted the problematic nature of significant age disparities in relationships, especially when compounded by dynamics of wealth, fame, and influence that inherently skew the balance of power. Critics argue that regardless of claimed mutual consent, the psychological leverage that a figure like Sharpe holds over a much younger partner introduces an unavoidable layer of exploitation. This debate has intensified as more details emerge about the aggressive behavior Zuniga described, including allegations of surveillance-like tactics and repeated violations of her personal autonomy. Meanwhile, Katt Williams' warnings to Sharpe now carry a sense of tragic foresight, as Williams continues to position himself as someone who has navigated similar industry traps, but managed to avoid self-sabotage by maintaining strict boundaries and steering clear of the Hollywood party scene. In contrast, Sharpe's more flamboyant lifestyle choices, combined with his willingness to engage publicly in controversial relationships, appear to have handed ammunition directly to those who may have been waiting for the right moment to exploit his weaknesses. The public's growing skepticism has only been fueled by Sharpe's contradictory actions, vocally denying wrongdoing while simultaneously attempting to negotiate hush money behind closed doors. This dissonance between his words and behavior has led many to question his credibility, reinforcing perceptions that even if this lawsuit is partially rooted in industry retaliation, Sharpe's own moral failings played a significant role in the scandal's eruption. The longer this legal battle drags on, the more it threatens to overshadow Sharpe's career achievements, leaving him entangled in a controversy that may well define his public legacy.